Hey everyone, welcome to Review Radar. In this video I will show you how to play Fortnite on PC with a PS4 controller. So let's get straight to the point. We will need a piece of software. So type in DS for Windows in your Google search, then go to the second link on GitHub. Download this Net 8 desktop runtime beforehand if you want. This will have to be installed before installing the program. Without this app, the DS for Windows will not work. After that, go ahead and open up the application. As you can see here, I already have my DualSense connected, but do not mind this. Okay, do not mind the DualSense controller in the list. The connecting method of the PS4 controller will be almost identical. So firstly, go to settings. You will actually have this window pop up automatically the first time you launch the application. You will have this window with the installation of the drivers. So you will have this window. Now firstly, install the VGEMBoss driver. After that, install HID hide driver. After that, reboot your computer. Okay, after doing those settings, the second step after installing the drivers and rebooting your computer, you will need to go to this device options, and then in here you need to tick the DS4 controller support. This will make sure that our PlayStation 4 controller is going to be recognized and functioning inside of our DS4 application. This is absolutely mandatory. If you don't do this, your controller will not be recognized by this application. After that, connect your controller through wire, plug it in into one of your USB ports, the ones you choose, then click on Start. Your controller then will be automatically recognized, and you will see here, as you can see, I have wireless, but you will have a wired connection icon right over here, meaning that your controller is connected by the wired method. And after that, make sure to go to your profiles, create a new profile. I'll explain to you how to set it up quickly. Go to Edit, and then basically, if your keys are not bind automatically, you just basically need to make sure to bind the keys however you see fit. You can just basically map your same keys on your controller onto here. So it's going to be on PlayStation controller X on X, the square to square, triangle to the triangle, for example left stick to the left stick, etc. Just basically bind it like it is a usual controller. You can also rebind any buttons the way you see fit, for example swapping the analog sticks if you're, for example, a lefty, or maybe you want to swap the triggers and bumpers. For example, you want to play shooter games and you want to, for example, swap R2 and L2 for the bumpers, which are L1 and R1, which is handy for the fast shooting. And you can basically customize your controller into here however you like. After that, if you want to check if your controller works, go to the controller readings, pick up your controller. You can try fiddling with the analog sticks a bit. As you can see, everything works in my case. If you've set up everything correctly, in your case everything will be basically identical. You can also check your dead zones if that's something you care about. So the R2, L2, all of these works. The gyroscope works as well. And also, if you would like to get a short tutorial on how to set up your dead zones, I will do that as well. So basically the way to set this up is the important parts in here are going to be the actual dead zone in here will actually determine how strict your dead zone will be or how light it's going to be. Also, anti-dead zone, this function, as you can see I'm using it, it's set on 35. So basically what this does, this actually allows you to set a very, very low dead zone if that's something you care about. So the two methods is going to be setting up the dead zone to 0 right over here. So you need to just click so that you choose these last two numbers. Do not touch the first one. If you select the first one, your dead zone will be just basically insanely high and you won't be able to play properly. So depending on how much stick drift you have on your controller, I suggest setting this anti-dead zone, actually not touching it at all. So the default value of anti-dead zone is going to be actually 20. I have seen, as you can see, I've set it to 35 because I am actually in a bit of luck getting the controller that doesn't have a huge and insane stick drift, which is actually popular on the controllers in general, especially the Sony ones. So I have set it to 35, which basically means that I will have a very, very low dead zone and very high responsiveness of my analog sticks. But in general, I suggest setting this anti-dead zone to default. Is basically not changing it, it's going to be set to 20, and then fiddling with this upper dead zone value and changing it. For example, you can start from 15, as you can see I have 0, 6, so basically 6. You can start from 15 and then going lower depending on how good your sticks are and how much they drift or not. Also, in general, I recommend setting the output curve. This will basically affect how your analog stick feels. So if you're playing, for example, FPS games like shooters like Call of Duty and stuff like that, Fortnite being a shooter game as well, including some building, it also requires precision and fast responsiveness. So I would say Enhanced Precision preset is going to be the best overall preset for the accuracy in your Fortnite game. So make sure to set it on both left stick. As you can see, this LS, this is going to be our left stick. This is the one that you will use to actually move your character. And then scroll down and find the RS. This is the right stick. And in here, the mechanic is literally the same. Make sure to set your dead zone as low as possible. And of course, avoid the actual drift. So if you set it to, for example, 0.5, just like I did, which is very low, including the anti-dead zone, which I have enabled as well. If you move your analog sticks to any of the directions and you don't feel and don't see your camera going into the sights by its own, that means that you can leave that dead zone and play with it. If, on the other hand, you've set it too low and you feel stick drift, you will actually need to go higher into the dead zone value and basically set it so that you don't see the drift anymore. Also, do not forget to set the Enhanced Precision preset for the output curve for your right stick as well. Also, you have various settings like dead zone for your actual L2 and R2 triggers. You can also set the two-stage mode. You can also set the trigger effect. If you're using the DualSense, we're using the DualShock 4, which doesn't have it. And that's basically the general settings. Also make sure to go to the other and make sure to set the virtual controller settings and emulated controller, in particular this setting right over here. Make sure to set it to Xbox 360. This will make sure that you have the highest compatibility with all the various games and you'll be good to go. And also, if you're playing wirelessly, you might want to check this DS4 BT pull rate. This is basically the delay of your controller by using a Bluetooth connection. So make sure to set it to 1 millisecond. And this is basically it. And after that, go ahead and open up your Epic Games launcher, launch Fortnite. Go ahead and fiddle in the settings if you want of the controller inside of the game. Also, keep in mind that your dead zone settings will be overwritten by DS4 Windows and not the game. So your DS4 Windows application will set all the settings of your controller. And you'll be done. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. If this helped, like the video and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.